On that Saturday, Stella got ready as usual and left the house. After she departed, Tunde took Ebu into his bedroom. Unfortunately for him, this time he didn't bother to lock the door as he usually did. Stella quietly returned home about 30 minutes after leaving. As she walked towards Tunde's room, she opened the door and was met with the shock of her life. Stella nearly collapsed at the sight before her. The story began when the popular skater Stella and Aola got married in a small ceremony with no more than 20 guests. They had met at a dinner party where Stella was catering. Aola enjoyed the food so much that he decided to compliment the caterer. "I enjoyed your food, madam. Thank you so much, and keep it up. Your husband is really lucky," Aola said when he approached her. Stella smiled, revealing her beautiful white teeth. "Thank you for your compliment, sir, but I am not married," she replied calmly. She handed Aola her business card and invited him to contact her for future events. Their friendship blossomed, evolving into a romantic relationship that ultimately led to marriage. Aola, the head of the marketing team at Diamond Bank in Lagos, seemed like an answered prayer, loving and supportive. Stella felt her dreams of a beautiful marriage were finally coming true. Almost immediately after their wedding, Stella became pregnant, and they welcomed a beautiful baby girl 9 months later. The arrival of their daughter brought immense joy, but what Stella didn't know was that the same family she trusted would threaten to shatter their happiness in unimaginable ways. The baby was named Ebu. Aola's 22-year-old younger brother, Tunde, was living with them when Aola married Stella. He had written his entrance exam and was waiting to be admitted to university. After Stella moved in post-wedding, she considered asking Aola to send Tunde back to their mother in the village for a more private married life. However, she ultimately decided against it, thinking, "If I do that, they'll label me a bad wife." Stella eventually grew to love Tunde like a brother, as he was genuinely helpful around the house. About 3 months after Ibu's birth, Aola was transferred to Diamond Bank's Iban branch in Oyo State. He moved there, leaving Tunde behind in Lagos with Stella. He visited them once or twice a month. Being a mom without help or any elder around to assist, Stella found Tunde to be a great help. She had stopped taking catering jobs after having Ebu, but when a lucrative opportunity arose from the governor's office 6 months later, she couldn't turn it down. She took the baby along and had one of her workers attend to her while she prepared the food. Ebu, being a clingy child, cried a lot that day, making it difficult for Stella to concentrate on her work. When she returned home, she explained her situation to Tunde. "I can take care of her while you go to work, since she is fond of me," he offered. Stella thought for a moment. Ebu was indeed very fond of her uncle. With Aola at work and Tunde readily available, leaving Ebu with him seemed like a perfect arrangement. "It's just once a week," she told Tunde. Little did she know that this decision would haunt her. Tunde's relationship with Ebu started off normally. He would sing to her, rock her to sleep, and ensure she was well fed. Stella felt reassured, believing Tunde was the ideal uncle, loving, protective, and trustworthy. However, behind the mask of kindness, a storm was brewing. Stella began leaving Ebu in Tunde's care whenever she had catering events. Each time she returned home, she found Ebu either sleeping soundly or playing happily with her uncle, which brought her great joy and peace of mind. Tunde grew overly attached to the baby, volunteering to watch her even when Stella was around. Stella didn't think much of it. She simply saw it as a typical uncle-niece relationship. Tunde's application for university had failed, and he was preparing to retake the exam. He suddenly began to develop urges that needed fulfillment. One day, he looked at Ebu and decided to try something with her while her mother was away. Just after Ibu's first birthday, Stella informed Tunde that she had a big event to cover that weekend, and that Ebu would be with him as usual. "Sure, anything for you and my beautiful niece," Tunde replied with a broad smile. That weekend, Stella left for the catering job, feeling confident that Tunde would take care of Ebu. But this time, things took a dark turn. After Tunde was sure Stella had left, he locked the door and took Ebu into their smaller living room, where he had her perform acts he desired, Ebu innocently complying.